Representative Lauren Boebert, who is currently engaged in a fairly difficult primary fight, just recorded her worst fundraising quarter in years. Wow. The theater-enjoying Colorado carpetbagger raised nearly $500,000 in the first 3 quarters of 2024. That doesn't sound like she's doing too bad, and there's some context to that, which would prove that point, but that is below the $540,000 that she had raised in the last 3 months of 2023, and far below the nearly $764,000 haul that she brought in this time last year. So, not doing so well, all right, compared to her previous fundraising.
Oh no!
In 2021 and 2022, she also had several quarters where she raised between $800,000 and $1 million. So, interesting. I wonder why she's not doing very well. Maybe it has something to do with, once again, her numerous scandals, the fact that there are voters that are having a hard time, or just maybe the fact that she's in a primary. I don't know. But this was Boebert's first full quarter since she announced in late December that she would be switching her congressional districts. So, speaking of her old district foe, Adam Frisch. Now, how is he doing? Again, he's running for, in the 3rd district, the district that she had abandoned, okay? So with Boebert out of the picture, you could imagine that Frisch, there's not as much excitement for Adam Frisch, right? That the enthusiasm has dampened a little bit. And you would be wrong. Frisch actually raised $1.4 million. That is nearly 6 times as much as his main Republican rival, Jeff Hurd. So,
Oh yeah.
While Boebert is not raising as much as she used to, she's still dominating her GOP opponents. She might as well be, walking them with a leash, all right? Conservative commentator Deborah Flora was a distant second in fundraising in the 4th district after raising nearly $180,000 in the first quarter of the year. She ended March with $167,000 cash in hand. Boebert's got over $1 million. Logan County Commissioner and former state senator Jerry Sonnenberg raised the 3rd most among the Republican primary candidates in that district at $158,000. He's got $224,000 in cash at the end of the quarter. Boebert spent more money in that same time period than both of those Republicans raised. She spent $105,000 in March in TV ads, $178,000 on direct mail, and nearly $83,000 on digital advertising last quarter. So she not only has a fundraising advantage over her GOP primary opponents, but she also has been spending a lot more and getting out advertising, which is crucial, okay? Even though she's not getting as much support and money as she used to. Speaking of support, who is still supporting Lauren Boebert? Well, according to her campaign filings, she's getting financial support from her Freedom Caucus friends since switching districts. That's important, including donations ranging between $1,000 to $3,300 from campaign accounts tied to Representatives Mary Miller of Illinois, Ronnie Jackson of Texas, Anna Paulina Luna of Florida, Jim Jordan of Ohio, and Andy Biggs of Arizona. Not only that, but she also received a $400 personal donation from a one George Santos, aka Guitarra Ravache. Spending that big cameo cash right there. All right. Now, look, we're talking about Republicans in a Republican primary. If Boebert wins, she is going to have to go up against a Democrat. So how's that going? Well, one of the Democratic candidates, former Marine veteran Ike McCorkle, raised money. How much did he raise? $786,000 in the same time period that Boebert had raised nearly $500,000. So Ike McCorkle is raising a lot of money, but he is also currently in a Democratic primary, and as such, he spent nearly all of that money. That said, he's able to raise money more than Lauren Boebert. All right, so that's going to be interesting because once the primaries are over, you're going to have donors that coalesce behind the winners, obviously. And so if both of them win their respective primaries, there's going to be a lot of money in these races, which means Colorado, people are looking at Colorado as very competitive this year. And especially even the 3rd district, which is generally conservative. Apparently Democrats are looking at that and saying, that's competitive. That's winnable. Interesting. The 4th district, very conservative. Sorry, I confused the 3rd and the 4th. The 3rd district, winnable. You have Frisch. He only 600. It was only 600 votes away from winning it last time. But now they're looking at the 4th, Ken Buck's seat, very conservative, as also being competitive, as Ike McCorkle in some recent polling actually may win if a hypothetical match against Lauren Boebert. And so that is very interesting. That said, there's a chance that she might not be the nominee. She has a tough race. She's against the GOP establishment, of course, and some of them have lined up behind her opponents. But at the end of the day, it's less about who the GOP establishment supports and more about who the voters are going to support and how they feel about her Trump endorsement, and if they're able to ignore the many scandals that Boebert has been embroiled in. And so this race, very, very interesting. Everybody, you're going to want to keep your eyes on this one.